Okay, so today I'm going to be posting number 2 of the 5 Nortons that I recently purchased. One of them I've already published and is on auction. That is the 73 850 Commando. This is another one of the bikes that was in the barn. Kind of a recap on what had previously happened. I ended up having to buy 5 motorcycles in order to get the one that I wanted. The guy wouldn't split up the collection, so therefore I have a few really good bikes for someone to restore, and the 850 looks like it's going well and it's going to go to a good home. And now it's time for this 1969 Norton P11A Ranger. This bike was purchased by the fellow that I bought it from out of the barn in 1976, according to the title. That was actually the last time it was plated. It was ridden briefly. The story that I got was that the left side coil went bad and they shorted it out or something. Never did put another coil on it, just parked it in the barn and that was it. I could not find this side cover. I could not find the chain guard, but I think that's it. Well, I couldn't find the seat, the original seat. This is a Bates seat from back in the day. It's actually in pretty good shape. It's got the Bates stamp on it somewhere, but anyway, I'm assuming that they were going to put this Bates seat on this frame, but luckily they didn't. They didn't drill any holes or cut anything up on the original frame, but I think they were headed in that direction with this thing. But still got the, I assume that's the stock seat hook there. I'm sure that's probably not correct baling wire for the tank strap, but anyway, it must have been effective. This was what the previous owner called his Norton dirt bike, so I assume that he did most of his riding off-road. And it shows. I mean, there's mud and things like that all over it. Basically, I gave it a car wash restoration with the others on the way home, just sprayed them off, so it's pretty much barn fresh, other than the bird droppings and straw that I blasted off of it at the car wash. So it's going to need a complete restoration, but you know, it's really a solid bike and it's pretty much all there. The factory VIN number is right here. The engine, transmission, and frame all bear the same numbers. There will be better pictures on the listing that'll show it. Frame, engine, go ahead and do the trans while I've got it out here. Transmission numbers right there, everything's good and legible. It's all numbers matching. It doesn't appear that the engine and transmission have ever been out of this matchless frame. And if you're familiar with these bikes, kind of a rare breed. This was a specialty bike, only made for a few years. It was kind of a factory built scrambler, made for desert racing, sent to the US, 496 production, I believe, in 1969. Really cool, shoehorning a 750 Atlas engine into a 500 matchless frame from the factory. So I really wish I could go ahead and finish this bike and get it running, because I would love to ride it. I think this thing would be a riot out on the dirt. But I've got way too many other projects ahead of it. Headlight bucket is really nice. You know, everything's got some freckle rust on it, don't get me wrong. You know, the chrome on the fenders there's a couple little shallow dings here and there. Maybe one right there too. But everything's got a little freckle rust on it, so it's not like the bike didn't get exposed to some weather. Gators are kind of shot. Forks seem to rebound well. You know, the tires are obviously dry rotted, but they hold air. Pipes are actually not beat all to pieces. The mufflers are. They're kind of beat up. Those old cocktail shakers aren't correct anyway, but I'm sure it sounded amazing. I love those pipes on my Triumphs. But anyway, the engine kicks through real nice. It's got really good, strong compression. You know, so I'm sure it's probably gonna need to be gone through because of, you know, it's been sitting for a long time. Transmission shifts in and out of gear. The chain is still hooked up, so you can test transmission out. It works good. You know, but again, this is just a dusty old barn find bike that I don't have a lot of accurate information on as far as how it ran or whatever. Stock carbs, 930s. It does have good oil in the oil tank yet. But like I said, you know, it's probably going to need everything. There's the stock red paint for the tank underneath. So I think somebody just spray bombed this top part black. There's a little crease right here, right there, and there's another little crease right there, but the rest of the tank is really nice and straight, and I think these would be real easy to fix. The frame has not been altered, has not been cut. It's really straight and nice. No rotted, it's all solid. You know, it's even actually got good paint on it yet. All the bolts will turn right off. I don't think they'll break. I mean, everything, you know, hasn't been that weathered. Swing arm nuts, you know, everything's not that bad. This is an addition. Now this, I would assume this looks crude, but I did read somewhere online that in '69 the kickstand was reinforced by adding a piece of something. I don't think this is it, because this does not look like something factory, but a guy could cut these welds off, buzz them off, and clean the frame up right there. No big deal if that is the case, which I'm thinking that's the case. Again, freckle rust on the fenders. It does have the original taillight lens, and it does, you know, have most of its original parts. What I did was I sprayed this whole thing down with good penetrating lube and got everything working and actuating again, brakes working, just sprayed it all down, all the fasteners and adjusters, chain, just to keep it where it would roll good, and you know, where I could move it around, and maybe a little bit less work for the next guy, a little bit less of a headache. The Smith's clock is showing 5,924 miles. I'm going to assume that's original because of its age and the date it was parked. You know, the switches seem to work. Ammeter's still in it. I'm not sure if that toggle is for high beam and low beam or what. You know, the inside of the gas tank, that's the other thing I was going to show. I don't know if this will focus in on it, but you know, it's a little surface rusty, but it's not terrible. I think a good rinse and maybe line it, be in good shape there. Like I said, front brake hardware, I got everything, you know, kind of limbered up and adjustable and working, just because I was bored one day. But I'm not going to take it to the next level. I'm not going to restore it, so I'm going to leave that up to the next owner. But I don't know if this is a broken fin. I assume it is right here. That's been kind of cleaned up. I'm assuming that's a broken fin there, and I think the other side might be the same. But yeah, so anyway, I think everything will polish up. I don't see any cracks or damage in the cases or primary cover or anything like that. I don't see anything significant and noteworthy that a guy would really need to chase down, other than the side cover and a seat, which I've seen the seats available, and maybe a chain guard to be 100% complete. And my phone's going to go off while I'm filming. But anyway, there it is. If you guys have any questions or concerns, anytime, feel free, give me a shout. Send me an email. I'll do anything I can to make sure I can answer everything as accurately as I possibly can, and get you a really cool P11A Ranger to put back on the road. Thanks for watching.